Hello, everybody, and welcome into. I don't remember what episode this is. We skipped, we skipped on Easter. We were all doing our own thing.
See, we have the swear jar on Gold Valley for every time somebody swears before 5 minutes is up. We need another one for when you forget what episode we're on.
I don't have enough money for that. I think it's, I think it's like 28. I know we're not.
Hang on, let's actually look and let's check.
I know it's not 30, because that'd be exciting. But also, oh, here.
We're on episode 29.
Oh, almost 30. Look at us go. I never picked a song for the episode, but I guess we'll figure that out as we go. Uh, you know that whole that whole good thing there, but who are we sponsored by? Somebody shout it out for me.
Martin
Martin
Mancini.
Mancini.
That's right. Trucker and I have been putting out episodes of the M&T show pretty steady. My official feedback for the second episode, not the third episode, was that episode really sucked. Why did you guys do that? And I had to explain it was a joke. I was told that was utter garbage.
I
Was it
mean,
that bad? Really?
we got to talk about movies we don't like too. So
Well, the fact that we didn't remember it and then did not explain anything from Underworld apparently annoyed the hell out of a lot of the viewers.
I mean, hey, you're getting viewers. That's the good point. Good part.
I mean, that's part of the joke, though. Like, it's ultimately a forgettable movie.
It is. It's a forgettable series. There's two others, and we didn't put it on the list because all we could say is we watched them.
We watch them and we don't really remember what happened because they're formulaic and nothing really stands out.
It is.
It's that mid 2000s dark, gritty, you know, poser cringe material, and we just kind of forgot it existed for a while.
It's.
To be fair, the movies basically were just kind of like copy paste each other with a little bit different sprinklings.
It's a Chud's
You wanna
favorite
talk-
movie because it proves that nothing ever happens.
Like, if you want to talk about a good mid 2000s vampire werewolf movie, let's talk about Van Helsing.
That's a great
Ooh,
one.
that was a great one.
But we're not doing that now. We're busy playing a game. Well, we will be soon. We've been doing quite well not cursing in any of these things.
Also,
Yeah.
I believe, I don't know if he said it to you guys, but it's like I think we're cleared to let everybody know that Mark's newest edition is both healthy and happy.
Yep.
He's a bouncing baby boy.
He is indeed.
Looks just like him. There's no
He
question.
does.
And apparently it's the one baby in existence that doesn't want to play the I'm Up, You're Up game.
Yeah, it's a very well behaved baby. So while the baby looks like Mark, it acts nothing like him.
Looks exactly like dad, is probably going to behave exactly like mom.
Hey, when you're as handsome as Mark, there's worse things to have happen to you.
If that kid's got Mark's looks but his mom's personality, that kid's gonna go far.
That kid's gonna take over the world.
Ain't that the truth? Nah. And then Mark's wife's a lovely lady.
Never had the pleasure of meeting her.
I've met her once. I remember that much.
Mayor, your pre-session complaining about Green Bay, I have an alternate story that's just as bad about a different town.
Oh yeah.
I will not say it because it is exactly where they live right now. But where my mom and sister live, they did a controlled uh, blackout. Not even like a brownout like California's got. Like they shut everybody off
Okay.
in Louisiana when it was like 90 degrees outside.
Nice. That's a good time to do it. Great time, better
Apparently they
place.
were apparently they were doing some
No.
kind of system and grid stress testing, and it's like you picked a hell of a time to do it.
I would agree. That's a great time to do it.
They always do. They pick the best time.
Early
Yeah,
spring in
uh,
Louisiana where it's humid and muggy and 90 plus degrees. We're just going to shut everybody's air conditioning off, and this is going to go great for us.
What I was complaining about earlier before the show started is when the Packers play, it is it's an automatic death sentence to go anywhere at all. If you go anywhere near Green Bay or try to get through Green Bay before or after the game, you're done. You might as
The
well.
roads turn into a Mad Max movie.
You are not allowed to leave your house without a will properly, filled out and signed because you're guaranteed some sort of issue. Now, you all may be aware that they just hosted the draft in Green Bay. The city of Green Bay has a population of 100 and some odd thousand people. Double the population moved in, making the entire population of the city suddenly 200,000 people bigger. And you want to know what happened? There was not a soul anywhere. You could not find them unless you went down to the stadium. This proves that they have been manufacturing this problem for quite some time, to the point that they have started expensive highway projects to expand our highways just for game day. That they don't need to do because they've already proven that they can reroute 250,000 extra people, plus the already numerous Packer fans, not only in the city, but the state. There is no reason that the traffic should be that bad. And they've proven that. And I guarantee you they don't do it again. Ever. For any reason.
It's questionable.
Questionable's a word for it.
Well, I mean, I get the history and the prestige of the Packers, being one of the original teams, but it's like Green Bay doesn't really have the infrastructure to warrant that happening there as often as it has.
No, it's insane.
No, it does not. It is
And
not at all.
then expanding the roads in and out just for a once a decade event doesn't really make sense.
Well, they're doing it for the Packer games. That was like the whole reason for it. But they've already proven with this once a decade event that they don't need to do it. They just need to reroute the traffic.
Yeah, but they want an excuse to spend the tax money on it. Because if I'm not mistaken, when they do that, they get kickbacks and stuff for do that kind of stuff.
Right, but
We'll see there.
why
It's interesting for Green Bay though, because the Packers aren't owned by, a person. It's owned by the city.
Oh yeah, it is.
So I guess the city would get kickbacks on its own money, which is weird. But
what I'm saying is if you can reroute the traffic and you don't need to do this, why not fix the roads that need fixing? They already have roads, and there are craters that make moon craters look tiny in almost every street.
that infrastructure bill got put to use, didn't it?
I have no idea.
I'll leave it be. Go across Indiana sometimes. You'll need to readjust your entire suspension. The only road in Indiana that is smooth is the toll road, and I wonder why.
Yeah, it's true. Well, that's enough of our miniature podcast on roads and infrastructure. I hope you've enjoyed infrastructure talk with all of us
Yeah,
here.
let's not even get started on the bridges.
The bridges.
Oh, don't get me started on that. I could go all day.
That's a little too. Let me see if I. Here we go. That's a great song. I'm gonna put that in the chat, and then we're gonna get started here. Here you guys go. Get yourselves in the mood. Let's get this plan.
Oh, sweet. You finally took a look at some of his stuff there.
I've been doing this for the last many episodes.
I'm giving you crap more than anything, but I'm glad you saw his like the new stuff he just put out.
Yeah, it's been a minute. All right.
Oh, these are awesome.
There,
You
we'll
guys
put that down if that works.
have witnessed a lot of absurdity and have been through quite a lot, including your second stint in jail after killing a king. We are going to do an entire year worth of activities. And if you get through it, then, you know, we're on to the next thing. But we'll start with Chaos's year. Chaos.
Yes.
You made it very clear after you made it clear to the proper channels that you'd like to take over the abandoned building of Underworld Magic to start your own dojo. What I need you to do for me, and this will determine how expensive your business is going to be, is roll me a general intelligence check.
General intelligence. Dirty 20.
You've heard it enough times in passing and from Jezariah that there is a mages college, and like every 50-year-old white dad who lives near a high school, you know that the best way to get a project done basically for nothing is to go to a college and or high school and ask them to do it for you as a project. So you don't have to hardly pay anything. So you're able to go to the Mages College, and after a lot of confusing things that you've had to witness through the magical variety and being kept waiting because college bureaucracy, you do eventually get to speak to the dean, who is more than happy to give you the graduating class of the Illusion School to help you. After a little while, they set up a portal in a closet that is set up to your exact specifications, and they even teach you how to use some of the runes, and some of your employees how to use some of the runes to change the constant layout of this pocket dimension that they built you for training purposes.
Sweet.
This whole thing does cost you about 5,000 platinum, however, because there are still, you still need to get furniture, and you did need to go and open up a bank account to put some of your money in it so that your employees do get paid.
Gotcha.
But I do need you to roll me just a general charisma as well.
Charisma. Alrighty. A little better. 22.
Roll me a d4.
3.
You're able to get yourself 3 pretty average employees. They're just a little less skilled than you are, but you don't need them to be over-skilled because you're just teaching a future generation. It's kind of like a beginner's class that, you know, through teaching the class and looking into other things, they are going to be adept at training themselves as well as the students. And you get yourself a furballed man named Ori. You get yourself a halfling man who is named Steve Black. And then you get yourself a wood elf lady whose name is Tara.
As Omen would be standing with two of his fellow teachers in front of his prospective students, he'll take a moment to look between them and make a simple offer. It's obvious that each of you have come here in an attempt to try and learn how to defend yourself. I will offer you this. Amongst each of us, we'll be... No, hold on. I just completely got derailed in my head. Oh. Cut the bit.
Yeah, those...
my brain completely derailed it in my head.
Yeah, you've got your 3 new employees and,
3 students.
well, no, I mean, they're going to be teaching your students, essentially. They're going to be making you the income. Yeah. But, if you... I guess the best way to get this, to see how many students you can get at least in the first month, why don't you... We're gonna play a little game of Cthulhu. Are you ready?
Oh boy!
Roll
I'm
me
ready.
a D100.
Hold on, scroll down. 88.
You're having a bit of a... You know, it's not easy, especially considering that this building is kind of notorious for now being a constant spot of failed business, but you do manage to get yourself 6 students who are willing to pay the fee that you set up per month to continue learning from, you know...
Yeah, I would set the fee to a reasonable rate, so where it could be affordable but still be not too much that it would hurt the student's ability to attend. Personally.
Well, I mean, you'd have to... It's your business, you gotta set the price, you gotta tell me what it is.
Yep. Just as a general, what would be a good... Do you think... I'm thinking like 5 silver a month would be good, but I don't think that's... I think that's too much without knowing the exact specifics of, as stupid as it is, the average income.
I mean,
would that be reasonable?
This place is quite wealthy. You could get away with... You could almost get away with a gold a month.
It's... Alright, so it's like 10 silver to a gold, right?
Yeah. The only thing that gets large is the gold to platinum ratio.
8 silver a month.
Yeah, that works. That'll keep your... You know, after your initial investment, that's going to... Not investment, that's for church. Investment, you're going to be... you know that after a couple of months, you know, after that money, your money runs out, there's still going to be enough money to keep the business running, so you don't have to keep constantly running to the bank. But you are told, because your employees are able to essentially run this place and collect money for you, that they need to also come down to the bank so that they can basically get their fingerprints, so that they can also access your business account. And then
Omen would make sure to do that with all of them once they're hired. Omen would have made sure to do that with all of them when they're hired on, as he would have elaborated that as he was more of an adventurer as opposed to a teacher, even though he wished to eventually become a teacher. He just can't do it at the moment, so he would make sure to have give all of them access to his account so that they can collect money and deposit it.
there's also there's a whole department at the bank that makes sure that they're not taking more than they're supposed to without a written note.
A notice depicting a raise for this individual.
Or, you know, you need to go and restock on something, so they need to come and take it out. Because they're basically only there to deposit money and take their paycheck. They're not really afforded the responsibility to have complete access to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, sorry if you hear the floorboards squeaking. My floorboards are very swollen. My legs are also very stiff at the moment, so I'm kind of walking around.
That's fine.
So, chat, if you hear the squeaking through my mic, sorry about that.
But yeah, you've got your business set up, and you know it's a little slow going, but it's not awful. You know that you're going to survive and that it can only go up from here.
Yeah. As a side note, once he had actually finished opening it up and setting up the design for it, if you'd like, Mayor, I wouldn't mind explaining what I did for the flavor text.
Well, that's the point of this. Go for it.
The way Omen had opened up his dojo design, he made it named the. Where did I put it in our chat? Stupid mouse wheel, stop bouncing around. He wound up naming it the Three Virtues Dojo. Each virtue being the so-called see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil kind of deal. And as a little extra feature that he put, each of these supposed virtues have a statue associated with them. See no evil having the justice outfit holding the scale. Speak no evil being depicted as a king with his lips as a person in supposed royal attire but with their lips seemingly shut. And hear no evil is dressed as a merchant focused only on the deal at hand. In a sense, speaking to these ideas of how justice, while blind, can also be seen as evil if wielded incorrectly. Words bearing power to those who speak them, and finally, those not paying attention or lost in what they're doing will lose the broader world at large.
And would you care to describe, because it's your business is in a closet, so you have a whole building to live in. Is there anything special about your living space?
Well, so who is that exactly so for those of you who are familiar with a certain movie, Kung Fu Panda, the first one, but more specifically, it's the training area where the Furious Five were shown to be showing off, going through the gauntlet of various things such as the spiraling like wood logs that a couple more sparring on, the massive amount of what are those martial arts dummies called that when you smack it one way it spins around until you stop it going the other way? Whatever those things are, that as well as a large I cannot no other way to describe it other than the roly-poly bowl, essentially meant to help people maintain their balance. Just generally everything that came to mind when I thought of Kung Fu Panda, I sort of low-key applied to the dojo, and because of how fitting I felt that the style that I was going for was.
Complete with balance pillars.
Yes, at the whole 9 yards. Even that sparring area where Shifu and the Furious Five are seen having that quick, but all too quickly, ultimately short sparring match, where he was just visibly ripping into each of the 5 members, where Shifu was shown just verbally tearing at each of the 5 members as after the fact.
Well, what's outside of the closet? You know, what is the furniture layout of your actual living space?
As for my actual living space, I went for more of a blend of Asian architecture, more specifically Chinese and Japanese, in the sense that it was minimalist but done with aesthetics in mind, in a sense that there were small hints that helped brighten up the small but I can't think of the proper phrase for it, like wall scrolls and such, but
Just decoration, really.
yeah, yeah. Why am I drawing a blank all of a sudden?
So essentially, like, you have one of everything just because it's essential, but you don't go overboard with it.
Yes. Yeah. Jeez, why the hell did my brain just have a hard time trying to process that simple thought? Ugh. Talk about a brain freeze.
A jack of all trades dojo, if you would.
Yes.
Kind of a nice, grandparents' home feel when you first, have to go through the mud room to get to the closet.
He would have cleaned up to make it seem to add a bit more of a modern touch, but not too much where it's overblown.
One of the constants that happens when you have a good mix. You have like 2 old students, 2 middle-aged students, and 2 kids. And the parents of the children, when you open up your home and go, all right, here's where it is, and point at your closet, they're like, I don't know about that. So you have to, you do have to do some proving.
Make a visible show of just going in myself.
Yeah, you have to prove it to them that this isn't you trying to kidnap their children.
He would make a show of visibly rolling his eyes at first, walking in, and just walking in, completely disappearing behind the closet, only to just poke his head back out, being like, "So, are you coming or not?"
As, racist as it seems, you're a tiefling, and most of these people in the city don't know what that is. So you're a very odd presence that they're not sure they can trust at first, but they quickly
Yeah,
warm up.
and the half Oni part of him is probably not helping things either, since he's already probably has some type of twisted presence that was already didn't help things.
But was there anything else you'd like to do?
Hmm. Let's see. Dojo, check. Students, bank account, teachers. Is there a fifth thing I need to do?
If it helps, you didn't mention anything else, to me at least.
Alright. Yeah. That's it for me.
Alright, we're going to put you on a brief pause, just because something will be happening with you later. Flame!
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. What are we doing?
It's your year. What are you doing?
Well, my love of the finer things when I was still alive has come back in a weird way. I've been hungry for something other than blood, something with a little more power and strength. My love of alcohol has come back, so much so that I want to make it. And I've been in the works of purchasing land and druids and alchemists and farmers and such to set up an area to harvest grape, barley, wheat, and maybe potatoes.
The initial investment in land for the winery ends up being right behind Stella's, and that's free. But the land for farming, which you don't need a very big plot because, they're with the druids, you don't need to worry too much about it. You don't even need farmers.
Yeah.
They grow it and harvest everything themselves, so you don't have to worry too much about getting outside help in that regards. But what you do realize very quickly is getting the building made and the equipment to make this a winery is very expensive.
Yes, I bet.
This would cost you about 20,000 platinum to get this going.
So do I have to go take a loan, or what do I gotta do for that?
Oh, I do apologize. Yeah, that's right, I forgot.
Yeah, because we talked about me taking out a loan, remember?
Yeah.
She would go to the bank, basically explain who she is, what she wants to do, and
they're very hesitant at first, but the way that you explain everything and pitch it, it's, pretty easygoing, so they're happy to lend you the
Yes.
money. Especially after they find out exactly what you've done. They're more than happy to give it to you, no interest, because they realize that without you, that things would have gotten pretty rough, so...
Yeah. It's like, I can't die, so you don't have to worry about me never paying this, because I literally can't. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're able
Take
to...
a loan out on a 100-year insurance rate.
You're given the money without the need to pay them back interest. That's their thank you for saving the town, and also getting Arizona to not only agree to stop terrorizing the town but leave entirely without causing more destruction. They're pretty pleased about that as well.
Hey, I'm gonna jump out and jump back in. Everybody seems to be like pitching and stopping for a second on my end, so I'm gonna jump out and come right back in, okay?
Okay.
Do you imagine a bank actually doing that?
Right?
We're gonna sign a loan with a 100-year maturity rate. That would be crazy.
But you're expecting to not be in business for a while, but after 2 weeks, the dwarves show up, they build the place, dig out a pit so that you have a proper basement and everything, and then before you can even ask, about setup, the elves show up and have it set up for you too.
Perfect. Yeah, all she's gonna do is like, I want this spot for wine, I want this spot for spirits, I want this spot for liquors.
While you're in the middle of explaining it, a dwarf just goes, "Look, lady, nobody knows more about alcohol than us. We know."
Oh no, I fully understand. I completely trust you.
Around that time, Creepy Johnny, who is not used to having neighbors, does show up.
Well, Mr. Creepy Johnny, how are you?
I'm fine. You're building a business?
Yes, it's going to be called a winery, but it's more like a distillery in a sense. We'll be making multiple different alcohols, from wines to liquors to heavy alcohols. I thought to diversify what I can make.
Are you trying...
He's a great... Oh no, go ahead.
Are you trying to put me out of business by running a bar?
Oh, no. Sleepy Johnny, I will not be a bar. I will make this product and sell it to people that can sell it for me. I wish to do trade with the men, with Arkansas down south, but I did want to speak to you, Mr. Creepy Johnny, at some point about a partnership of sorts.
You mean Arizona?
Arizona, did I call him Arkansas? I'm sorry. I'm a little thirsty, sorry.
Okay.
A partnership of sorts is what I wish to speak to you about, Mr. Creepy Johnny. Supply you with my product so you could sell it.
What does this partnership entail?
I simply ask for 4% of the profits of my drinks sold.
Oh, 4%? Yeah, that's easy. Done.
Deal. Thank you. I'm not looking for a lot from you. It was for you that I'm able to do all this. Though other gentlemen, I'm wanting much more from.
He just shrugs his shoulders, shakes your hand, and walks away. He doesn't...
Yeah.
He's not one for conversation, so he doesn't actually say anything else.
Creepy Johnny's, like, at this point, I'm not gonna charge a lot. I was like, maybe I should do 10, but like, nah, 4% is well within what she wants, because she's not looking to become like a massive tycoon, but she wants to be known. And with Johnny being right there, she can supply him whenever. She's got a feeling this is gonna get a little popular here, you know?
You also know, if you want to get into contact with Arizona, that you'll have to send him a pigeon with, a letter.
Can I do that real quick? Like, just jot something down, basically explaining who I am and what I'd like to do with them?
Sure, roll a persuasion with that.
I doubt you let me throw predatory charm on that, will ya?
Nope, it's just a letter.
Okay.
And he's a robot.
Well, technically, this doesn't have a specification of like living or not living.
Oh, nice.
But I do have to be able to make eye contact with him. So, alrighty, you said persuasion.
Yep.
Well, that's a 19 on the die for a 28 altogether.
You think that your letter has fallen on deaf ears. Another 3 weeks goes by. You don't get anything back. You don't hear anything. Your business is up and running at this point, and you're making money. You're able to hire some very out of place high elf who doesn't seem to know that they're a high elf. But
What is his name?
his name's George, and he's just kind of like, he cuts his hair all the time in different ways and just kind of lets it grow back out, and then he gets bored of it and cuts it. And then he just he's not very social at all, but not in a typical high elf way. He's just like really nervous, but he's able to sell to a lot of people. Like, the more people that's around, the better he does, but if he's talking to people individually, that's when things go very wrong.
Oh, so he's a crowd man. Okay, okay. So he's got what I've got, where it's one-on-one. I hate it, but more people, the better. Okay, okay. I'm gonna like John. I'm gonna like John.
George.
George. Sorry, I am. IRL was dead tired. I just got done working a 20-hour shift.
You are positive that Arizona has screwed you, but eventually you do hear a very loud knocking at the door.
She will go. By the way, can I describe what like our logo is?
Yeah, go for it.
Name of the basically stuff is the Moonlight Winery. And like what we pride ourselves on is our grapes, our wine and grapes specifically, as she works with the druids to have like the spell moonlight casted on these things, so that they're grown under specific moonlight type of grapes. So they have a specific flavor and a specific moon motif to it because of what she is. And then our logo, hold on, I put it down, where did I put it? Yeah. So the logo is like this beautiful, whitish blue full moon with grapes of multiple colors and wheat stalks under it, and kind of like that, that stylish kind of curvature to it. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is our logo. And she'll open the door. Hello.
Just for the context of this, it's almost annoying because you guys closed 20 minutes ago and are trying to clean up and get things going, and standing before
That's
you...
why she answered herself.
Yeah, it does not make things any better. You see Creep, and with Creep you see another, what it just appears to be a cloak.
Well, hello, Creep. We're closed, but I can help you still.
Creep, who's not known for speaking, just kind of looks down at the cloaked individual, who extends a very thinning hand. You'll be dealing with me. I'm Cretan.
Ooh, Creep and Cretan. I do love those names. And she'll reach down and do the nice to meet you handshake.
In the least threatening way that this individual can possibly muster, also shakes your hand. I'm Creep's caretaker.
Ah. Well, please, come in. Let us head to the office.
Sure.
If you'd be so kind. And I want you to picture just like very lavish office, mahogany desk, very plush office chair for her, and then like very nice like office couches for multiple people to sit and talk.
Before you guys make it to the office, Cretan just points at George and goes, Creep, keep the elf company. He seems like he's not doing very much. Let the adults do the talking. And you just watch as poor George, who has been sweeping the entire time, now has that 8-foot tall monstrosity that you've watched rip people in half standing over him and seemingly very interested in George's sweeping.
George, dear, I will be talking with our friends here for a little while. If you need anything, don't be afraid to come and ask. But please, come into the office.
Yeah, George doesn't say anything. He's very obviously unhappy.
Yeah, like this is her way of being like, I'm not trying to be rude about it because they're business partners, but like, if this guy starts pushing you past your limit, come to me. Auntie will take care of it.
Cretan sits down at a chair in front of the desk because he's not about to be far away. So what
Yeah, yeah.
deal do you propose?
Well, it's come to my attention, you all are basically taking care of trade for the area. If I'm not mistaken, correct?
That is what Master Arizona has wished.
Well, I wish to get into the trade of our goods, our wines, whiskeys, bourbons, liqueurs, and vodkas.
Okay.
And I wish to work with someone I feel like I could trust that if someone were to try to attack any of our trades, our ships, or such, would be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly.
You've come to the right people, I assure you.
I thought so. I was wondering what your, for lack of a better term, would be on this. Your rate for this. What percentile would you want out of the product as a whole?
We take 30, you take the rest.
That is fine by me.
You default on a shipment, we add 10%.
Default. What do you mean exactly, if you don't mind me asking?
When we send our people here to collect from you the product and the money, and you default on it by not providing, whether it be
yes.
money or otherwise, then we're going to keep taking things until we're made whole.
Fair, fair. If we cannot pay our side of the bargain, it'd be fair for you to take product in exchange for that.
We'll be taking the elf first.
He's not for sale.
You can't see it, but you feel a smile that you're not totally comfortable with.
She kind of just does like that, like that, you know, smug. Like I know you're not taking me seriously, so I'm reinforcing it with the smile. You're free to take anything else if need be, but he is not. But don't worry, we will make sure payments are well and full. Now, is there any insurance in case, say, any of our product is damaged or lost during your transportations?
If we default, you get 10%. And if we cannot make up for it, we'll send you a person.
Fair. Fair enough.
Or creature.
Could you... I'd rather take person. Someone that can do orders would be good with at least lifting heavy objects, if need be.
Oh, don't worry. The creatures can do that.
Very good. Well then, I would gladly agree to this deal.
Easy enough. I assume we can trust George to give us things when you're gone.
George. Yes, George will be running when I am not available.
Good enough. You'll be seeing... yeah?
One question above game. Who's my, is George my money man too? Or do we have a record books guy, a separate guy from George that's the books, specifically?
That's up to you, but as of right now, George is in charge of taking your money to the bank and everything else.
Okay. Yeah, if possible, I want to look into it. We don't have to do it right now. We can talk about it. But I want to get a guy for, handling my books and money. Like, specifically, that's his one specific thing. That way it's not... I don't have, one guy doing multiple jobs and having bigger chances for error. I want to be like, all right, I got this guy for this guy for this, this guy for this.
Oh, it's easy enough. If that's what you want to do, I mean...
Yeah, I don't want to put... I'm not trying to be mean when I say it, but I don't want to put all the pressure on George, because if you start rolling on stuff and him doing multiple things, there's more chances for problems. I want to get people specialized in it. If that costs me some more, just let me know and I'll work with you on it.
I mean, it'll cost you the price of another employee, whatever you're choosing to pay them, but...
Yeah, I just want to get someone who would be specifically for handling the money in the books. George is specifically for transporting money, and then somebody for like helping George, for lack of a better term. Like George is money transport, but I need someone helping like run the store when I'm not around, who specialize in that kind of stuff.
Well, George is more than capable of running the store, but when you do try to find a money guy, a goblin shows up.
Please tell me about yourself.
I'm Craig.
And Craig, do you have experience with handling money and records and bookkeeping?
Yes.
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
Like, is he? Ooh. Ooh. Okay. It's not bad, but it's not good. Maybe. Insight. Oh, I've got a pretty high modifier. That'll be a 24 altogether to that.
You believe him.
Well, Mr. Craig, I need someone to handle the books and the records and the money. And you were the first and only one to apply, so congrats, you have the job.
Give me some money, I'll show you.
Alright, she'll slide him a couple pieces of gold.
He takes the money and he just opens up his mouth and he drops it in. They'll never get that. I'll cough it up at the bank.
Excellent, excellent. And you're good with bookkeeping, right?
Keeping how?
Well, keeping the records and keeping the money, the amount of money earned and used for the business.
Yeah,
Or do I
but,
need
like,
to just make George?
keeping it where? Like, do the books stay here?
The books will be staying here in a locked vault.
Oh, that's way too easy. And then he's like, watch. And he just coughs up the gold in his hand. See?
I meant more like writing down, doing math.
He just motions for a pen and paper.
She'll give him a pen and paper.
I have 2 gold, and he writes the number 2 down. And he throws it back in his mouth. Now I don't have any gold, and he crosses off the 2 and writes a 0. But he does that horrendous cough again, and he spits the gold back into his hands. Now I have 2 gold again.
Yeah, works with me. If I have to work on it when I get back, I will. You're hired, sir.
Great.
What was this dude's name again?
Craig.
Craig. I got George and Craig as my employees.
Plus whatever druids.
I'll get names for those later. You mind if I just come up with them? And my alchemist. Don't forget my alchemist too.
Oh, I forgot you were getting an alchemist.
You said I had to get one for the brewing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot all about
Yeah,
that.
you said. Can I pitch an alchemist because I had one in mind?
I was already gonna go for it, but
Oh, go ahead then.
a very, very unhappy looking wood elf woman named Regina shows up and just doesn't talk to you, doesn't ask about money, does not ask if they're hired, just starts brewing.
Okay, I'm gonna look at her even if she's got her back to me. I'm just gonna say, well, good to have you in the company. We are the Moonlight Winery. This is the logo. You get paid every 2 weeks. Have fun.
She just turns around and faces you and gives you a thumbs up, and then turns around and goes back to it.
Oh, by the way, what's your name? I need that for the books.
She just reaches into her breast pocket and hands you a piece of paper that says Regina. Regina
How do I
Moonvale.
spell Oh, I love her already. How do I spell it?
Okay, thank you, keyboard. Like
I hope
that.
you realize if my vampire lady survives this, I am so spoiling my employees.
And you have
Motherfuckers are getting all the holidays.
George Fletcher as well, and just Craig, because you don't really know a whole lot about him other than he's very capable of swallowing uncomfortable amounts of money.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought his name was like Creg because he was a goblin.
No, that seems to be the only proper thing he does is spelling, but his math is a mess, but it comes out right, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
His method of taking things places is a nightmare. The bank complains all the time, but they're forced to take the money because, well, it's still good money, but they don't like it.
Look, I will buy Craig like a little wand of prestidigitation. He can go tink on the money with if they're gonna bitch, but as long as the books look right, as long as the books are right, and the money is getting to and from the bank as it needs to be, I got no complaints.
Have you ever gotten a note from your parents where you can read the first and last sentence, you can't read the middle paragraph, but you're still able to piece together what you're supposed to do?
Yes.
That's how Craig does math.
Hey, as long as it comes out at the end and it comes out right, I like Craig. These three, for now, because the only ones I got names for, will be getting the best holiday pay and treatment and stuff. And once we get names for all my druids, you can be damn sure they're all getting Christmas baskets.
Craig, in his first week of employment, does get banned from the bank until they find out who he works for. They begrudgingly lift the ban.
And then you just continuously get notices of "we're tired of your gold being slightly moist."
Just buying the prestidigitation one, like, there, quit your bitching.
I was gonna say Fleming.
Fine. There's your. He has a prestidigitation one. If you want him to use
He
it, you
just
have
doesn't
to
like
ask him. That's in his contract.
Do you ever
He
ask
just
him?
doesn't want to do it.
Do you ever ask him where the wand is?
No, she writes the bank like, look, if you want him to use the wand, you have to ask him. That was in his written contract. It's not my job, yours.
At this point, he's your responsibility to handle.
You do get a final complaint when they do write you that, yes, he does use the wand, but he also hacks the wand up too.
I'm gonna buy him the most, not over the top, but like the most like proper business etiquette fuck you wand holder for his side. Like, you go anywhere, it looks nice and stuff, but any business company that like knows their business lingo can tell it's both insulting and logofying at the same time. Where I'm like, don't need your wand, wear this. I know they're assholes and they just won't work with us, but they're the only bank in town.
You think that you've done something, but you find after a couple of weeks that it has actually been strapped around the desk. Like, he got it extended so he could put it around the desk, and that's where he's been keeping pens, is where the wand is supposed to go.
I love him.
He's
I
not
love him.
receptive.
He's my spirit animal.
He is not receptive to feedback.
Look, man, I don't care as long as the bank still does business with us. I've tried.
They don't want to, but they can't refuse you.
Yeah.
Because it's all technically done. It's all technically fine. There's no rules against what he's doing. It's just unfortunate.
I just imagine there's some guard that like loves our alcohol a little too much, and he's the one that always has to go to deal with it, and it's like, look, he's not breaking any laws. I know you don't like it, but I can't really arrest him.
There's a gross real world equivalent to what he's doing, but
We
I
don't
don't-
need to worry about it.
Let's
I
not
don't-
worry about that.
I don't want to say it.
Probably
What-
for the best.
What else are you
I know.
doing with the year?
Other than that, I want to get like a little cottage on the edge of town if possible. Like, that's about it, because that's gonna feed into the book you and I talked about.
Well, let's see how possible it is, because we still have to play Call of Cthulhu now.
Hey, that's fair.
Okay, you have a number to beat, or not beat, but you have a number you don't want to beat. Go ahead and roll that D100. Let's see how successful you are.
Ooh, I'm pretty sure I failed this. Oh no, 63. I thought it was a 93. A 63?
Okay. Shockingly enough, you are visited every month by a cat man who has a very weird looking ox and a very large cart that comes and takes your stuff, but the speed and efficiency of Regina and your druids is very much unmatched, to the point that you don't notice that you are constantly having nearly 100 pounds of product leave your place every month to go to Arizona's or wherever the hell he's sending it to, because they won't tell you where they're sending this stuff. They're just saying don't worry about it, and you're making your money, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, she's not too worried about it.
The cat man is very bubbly, complete opposite of all the other people that you've met that has had to deal with Arizona. He's almost like Willie.
Oh, I love him.
He's just a 3-foot tall munchkin cat. He's very happy to be doing what he's doing.
What's his name?
His name is very apt. It's just Small.
I love him.
At least that's
Small
how he
energy.
introduces himself.
How you doing, Andy? I'm here to pick up your shipment.
Oh, Mr. Small, it's good to see you.
He's a lot of fun. He's very shockingly strong because he doesn't ask for help moving the product at all. He gets it done, and it leaves, and they toss you, they show you, or whoever's involved, the money that is agreed upon, and then they take out the portion that they need for your side of the payment to them for all of that stuff. So, it always evens out. They make sure that you can see the deal being done, or at least an employee sees the deal being done, so that nobody's getting accused of anything. The person that gets the two people that, of course, have the most problem with this and you get the most complaints about, Regina is very... You never hear her speak. She communicates entirely in gestures, and the entire time that Small is showing her the money, you've caught her many times doing the hurry up motion, like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, which makes everybody uncomfortable. And Small really hates dealing with Craig because Craig will just eat it in front of him. And,
that sounds like Craig.
the few times that there's been an argument about it, he has hissed at and tried to swipe at Small.
The first time I see that, I would basically put it, I'm like, okay, none of that, or somebody's getting their blood sucked, and not in a fun way.
It's a very contemptuous relationship, but they still like you and George. They're not a fan of Regina or Craig.
That's right. She's very polite with it. She's very businessy polite. She'll always get on George and or not Craig and Regina's a little bit like, look, you need to follow the rules of this, otherwise we're all gonna have problems.
Every time you have that conversation with Regina, she just stares at you, and if you take too long to have this conversation with her, she starts making a mortar and pestle motion. Like she's like, "Come on, I gotta get back to it." And Craig just goes, yeah, I get it. I see how it is.
Oh, really? How do you see how it is?
Oh no, we're not having this conversation again. I get it. Trust me. People can't stand seeing a strong goblin doing strong goblin stuff.
I never said that. You're a goblin, I'm a vampire. We're both creatures that people hate. All I'm asking is you not to swipe at our partners. Okay?
He started it.
He did not start it. He asked you to stop spitting up on him. And you deliberately spat at him like it was a sunflower seed.
It got caught.
It got caught my ass.
He told me I wasn't allowed to eat my money anymore. Where else am I supposed to keep it?
Look, you can eat your money after he's done giving it and it's been counted. Then you are free to eat it all. But while you're in the presence of him, please don't eat it.
This is harassment.
No, it is your boss trying to work with you. Okay?
He just saunters off. He's not having it. But with the success of your business, you are able to, well, and the weight being moved by Arizona, you're able to pay that loan back after about 8 months.
Sweet.
It's you're not quite able to get the cabin just yet, but you're getting very close.
How much profit do I make off this? Like, that goes into my personal pocket, I guess would be my next question.
After those 8 months, really nothing, just because of paying employees and the loan. But
yeah,
by month 9, you're starting to see more profit coming out of it.
Sweet.
That dreaded overhead.
Well, with a lot of it being magic and the uncomfortable employees that you've managed to get that are very skilled at their jobs and nothing else, the overhead is very minimal.
Yeah, that's good.
But if that is all,
That is indeed.
Trucker,
Yes.
your year starts off by far the most chaotic of all. You had just finished putting Lillian to bed, much to the protests of Willie, who was begging you to return her back to the doctor, but nobody was having it, to the medical ward of the castle. You go to sleep wherever you end up going to sleep, and that is when your morning falls apart immediately.
Okay.
You are quite a distance away, so it should stand to reason that it is very shocking that you are hearing lots of yelling.
Oh, what's going on? I'll get dressed and go towards the yelling.
It keeps getting louder and louder and louder until you finally find yourself at the entrance of the castle, and you're now trying to figure out how the hell you heard any of this. But you hear a very familiar voice saying, "No, no, no, that is not at all what I told you to do. You need to make piles of things. They all need to look the same. It makes it easier to deal with. This place is a mess. And what are you doing, Noodle Arms? I told you 100 times you're not moving those doors by yourself. And as you're getting a lot closer, you just hear, ugh, you're worse than better. You coming... Other people come and get us and you make me clean bigger area. You take me out of office and you make me come back here. I regret growing your legs back. I should have killed you. As you start rounding the corner and you see, to your surprise, you see Julian, you see Carol, and you see Elijah. In a wheelbarrow, you see Clarence. Next to the wheelbarrow, you see Clarence's wife, and you see Vessa. All having a very heated argument about how it's best to clean the entrance of the castle that has been through an actual battle.
Look, I don't mind the occasional shouting match, but what's going on here?
Ah, hell, you're back. How is this always possible? I knew something had to do with you.
I mean, I don't want to throw weight of position around, but yeah, I guess I'm here.
What are you doing sleeping in the castle?
Chances are fairly good I'm going to be the next king consort.
Oh, hell. I should have died in that war. Nothing ever works out for me.
And why is my potential position of being king consort bad for you?
You're going to make me do more stuff. You won't let me stay in office.
Well, I mean, the office was supposed to be a temporary thing. You were kind of put there by someone who ended up being a rather corrupt individual. So, would you want to go back?
Yes, immediately.
Okay,
But first we
You
have
know
to
what,
clean this mess up.
he does deserve a little bit of the ire that your presence will generate. So yes, of course, only after you get this mess sorted here. And Clarence, why are you in a wheelbarrow?
My legs don't work yet. They just grew back, but they don't quite work.
Huh. Well, she did say it would take about a week.
Well, for them to grow back, but not to work, that's going to take some time.
I have a very, very important question that I must know the answer to. How did you get up all the stairs?
You just see both Elijah and Julian, who you thought had abandoned the city entirely, just kind of raise their hands.
And what's up with you two? I thought y'all had made a decision.
Yeah, we lost.
Or you three. I thought you three had made a decision. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, Carol.
Well, actually, I gave up. Remember, you left me on the floor. And I don't know about those two. And then you watch Julian, who hasn't said much. He just goes, "We passed by the office." And then we realized that it's not about what our boss did. It's more about what we do. You know, we kind of like lost all of our faith and stuff. And then we realized all the good we were doing from the office. And then we made these three come. Actually, four. Huh. And you see Ted Bundy rounding a corner, and he doesn't notice anybody else, but he just goes, "Why is everybody standing around?"
We're getting ready to delegate some cleanup work, Mr. Lundy, and it's Rather fortuitous thing that you're here.
Yeah, I don't have a job. Actually, I've never had a job. And nobody told me I could leave the office either.
Would you like a job?
Sure.
Well, these three. I'm not so sure about her, and then I'll point at Vesa. I'm going to be personally hiring these three to be my, I guess, retainers. Would you want a position like that?
Yeah, why not? You guys have always been good to me.
Well, job number one for myself, my retainers, and the reluctant Vesa, we have to clean up the front of this castle and make it at least presentable. I don't know what timeline the Queen is working on here, but we would probably need to get this done quickly, so we're going to need some dwarves.
Yeah, how the hell are we supposed to get those back up? He says, Clarence.
Well, see, that's the beauty of it. It won't be us doing it. That'll be on the dwarves. They're supposed to know how to do these things.
Oh, yeah.
And, hey, Clarence, and, forgive me, Mayor, it's been so long. What is her name?
You know, it's been so long.
Clarence, you and your wife, how would you like positions as well?
Doing what? What are we good for?
I don't know. What are your strengths?
Well, you've seen me in action, and you know my wife is capable of magic.
Okay. How does... I don't know. Chief of Staff at the Palace sound?
Cool, what does that do?
Well, you know, this place has a lot of these maids and butlers and stuff, and you'd basically make sure they do their job.
Oh, cool.
Or at least you could do that for the people that'll be working under me. I'm sure the deceased king had his own staff for that kind of thing, and I don't know what the queen is going to be doing. So I have to take up some kind of responsibility and just try to make sure everything gets done, because the smoother her life is, the happier I will be.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see how that works. We'll do that.
Okay.
Am I supposed to still be physician or whatever they made me do here?
What did you do here, Vesa?
They tell me that I am supposed to keep place safe. They also tell me I'm supposed to keep people, I don't know, living, I guess. I don't like that part.
You don't like the keeping people from dying part?
It is too hard and very annoying. Easier to kill. I was war doctor. Not very high mortality rate.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess you could go back to doing your old job, where the city is going to need a new captain of the guard.
Is that not Jez's job?
You're right. He did get promoted. Okay, your job will be to make sure he stays safe.
Ah, shit.
How about that?
Okay. I hate it. Thank you.
Well, you wanted to live in that office again, so...
Yeah, but Jez will live here now. Wait, actually, no, I guess he could live at his house.
See?
Fine.
Also, has anybody seen Willie?
What the hell is Willie?
Oh, the little short green kobold guy. I guess you could say he is now the Queen's personal medical attendant.
You see everybody looking confused, like, you know, besides last night, none of these people have seen that guy.
Okay, has none of you seen him this morning?
Just kind of hear a collective, nope, nah, I haven't seen him. Bunch of heads shaking, no.
Okay, then that's probably a good sign. That means he's probably either right there with the Queen or he's passed out outside the door, freaking out because she didn't go back to the medical wing.
Yeah, the only Willie I've seen is Theodore's a couple of times.
Try to have a little bit of decorum. We are in the palace.
I hate it here. You just see Theodore looking very, very embarrassed. Or Ted, as he goes by. He looks very embarrassed.
All right, Mr. Lundy. So long as that job proposal sounds good to you.
Yeah, great, boss. What are we doing after this?
Well, I've come into a little bit of money for the first time in my life. We need to make sure that the transfer over for the Queen is peaceful, and after that, I have a personal little mission I want to go on. And I'd be happy if you three and Mr. Lundy here would accompany me for that.
Oh, yeah, we can actually get you there pretty quick. We already earned a severance package. I think Arizona's taking that being nice thing a little too far because he doesn't seem to get it, but he said that he'll get us travel to places as our severance package if we wanted to go somewhere, even though we worked for him for 15 minutes.
Well, I take it as a good thing that Arizona wants to be nice now.
Yeah, I don't know what his motives are. They don't make a lot of sense.
Well,
Because he says a lot of things that sound like following the law in very sinister tones.
I guess we'll just have to see if he has, in fact, turned a page or has turned over a new leaf, wants to be a better whatever he is.
I think he's setting himself up to be famously wealthy so that people will attack him so he can kill them legally.
Well, in his own weird, twisted way, he is, if that is the case, getting rid of thieves, and I don't really see that as a bad thing yet. So, who knows the city the best amongst you three? And then I'll point at Elijah, Carol, and
Julian?
Julian.
Everybody just kind of those two point at Julian.
Julian, you're being voluntold.
God damn it.
Don't worry, it's not a hard task. I just need you to go find, a dwarven building crew for a royal assignment.
Oh, that won't take any time at all. Okay, bye. And as he starts walking out the giant gaping hole that was left by the 30-foot to 5-foot thick iron doors. You just hear Clarence yelling after him, "And don't come back, you noodle-armed bastard! You're not helping us at all."
Clarence,
What?
I am going to wheel you to the medical wing, wherein you can be looked after by whoever else is there, because I doubt Willie's going to look after you. We can try to find you some chambers or whatnot that you can call your own. There's got to be some kind of servants' quarters in here somewhere.
It's
Then
pretty.
once your legs are functioning again, then we can see about putting you to work.
It's pretty easy to get them to where you need to go. You do find Lillian pretty quick. I mean, you know where that is. It's when you do see her, though, she is. Willie keeps getting, like trying to watch her, and she keeps like throwing stuff on top of him.
Lillian.
Yes.
He is just trying to do his job.
It's annoying the hell out of me. Stop doing it. Willie looks at her and goes, "No! My wife and kids are proud to serve you forever. And we're going to."
I gotta admit, I admire his conviction.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it now.
I think that's the word. How are you feeling today?
Just fine. I'm ready to go.
Obviously a little bit better since you're bullying poor Willie.
I'm been fine.
Okay. Willie, and I'm gonna like pull the blanket off of Willie.
Yes.
I don't think we were properly introduced. My name is Elijah. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
While I do appreciate the measure of your conviction, maybe, just maybe, you're being a little annoying.
I don't care. It's my job.
Well, can you just tune it down just a little bit?
Whatever. You watch him like kind of start rearranging the room a little bit, trying to get it back into some order.
Lily and I have some proposals.
So soon?
Blush. Not that kind.
I'm just kidding. What do you want?
I mean,
Sorry.
yes.
What's going on?
Yes, that kind, but okay.
The answer is yes. Let's go.
Those three, Julian, Carol, and the other Elijah 2. And I imagine somewhere in the palace, Elijah 2 just goes. Turns out they didn't want to work for Arizona after all.
They were going to work for Arizona?
Apparently, they all three decided they were going to give it a shot, but apparently my reality check to Carol straightened 3 of them out.
Well, I mean, I could hardly blame them, but yeah.
Long story short, I think they work for me now.
Is that a problem?
No.
Okay, then they work for you now.
Unless it's a problem for you.
Can't imagine why it would be.
Secondarily, Vessa is throwing a massive fit.
Why is she here? I thought she was living at the office.
She thought she was too, and I told her she could go back. But I reminded her that she was put there by, jail, and now that Jezza has taken jail's position, he might want her somewhere else.
Well, the story that she tells, since she's not actually ruled by anybody, except for, well, I guess us two now, she showed up thinking that the fight was still going, and then never left. I've heard her complaining about it endlessly.
Yeah, apparently she doesn't like it here and didn't like her job under your dad.
Yeah, she's made that abundantly clear.
I told her she could go back to that office. That way she can continue to pester Jezza and his new wife.
Yeah, I don't think he likes his job either. But he got promoted, there's nothing we can do about it.
Nope, not until he either steps down, resigns, or picks somebody else for the job.
Oh, he won't.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news to Jezza, but I think my potential position here with you is going to remove me from eligibility for that job.
Yeah, it does.
Well, darn.
He's only pretending. He wants the job.
Yeah, he seems a little bit happier now that he actually has something tangible to do.
But you had something to tell me?
Yes. I wanted to do something to try to foster a more beneficial agreement between, well, I guess it would be your kingdom now and Sidar.
You're gonna go to Sidar again?
Yeah, before you met me, before we met you, when we got drugged there to do that stupid quest thing for Jezza, what with killing his dad and all that. There's an entire neighborhood that just kind of needed help being rebuilt. They were kind of in the same position I was in for a long time. Rundown housing, no money. I wanted to take some of the money that I got for helping you before everything else kind of changed, and I want to go back and help those people. They were nice to me. So I kind of want to pay that forward a little bit.
You're gonna have to send a letter to their king for permission.
I don't think the new one's going to matter that much. Or I don't think he'll care.
It's only proper.
Yeah, no. I have to get into the mindset of sending diplomatic missives.
In the middle of this conversation, some very sweaty, bald guy, a human, comes in and goes, I found out that the one known as Omen has started some sort of exercise place. Perhaps you could send the elf there to learn how to walk again.
I think that would be a good idea.
Omen.
Yes.
About the third month into your dojo being up and running and starting to slowly turn a profit, you hear a very loud banging at your door.
Omen will go out to the front.
As you go to open your door, which I imagine opens inward because it's a house door, you're accidentally wrapped over the head with a rapier hilt. Oops. Sorry.
Did you have to get in between the horns?
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
soft spot, you shit, and you know it.
my wife is tired of me not being able to walk. You're gonna teach me how to walk.
I'm sorry, could you say that again, Mary? You've been cutting in and out on my end.
Same for me.
That's not good.
I mean, I get the gist of what you were telling me about Clarence needing to learn how to walk. Uh-oh.
But, yeah, Clarence just looks at you and goes, my wife is tired of... You're gonna teach me how to walk. My wife is tired of me not knowing how to walk.
Alright, I know some exercises that should be able to help, and if need be, I can maybe help encourage your leg muscles to work with some key application.
There you go. You got yourself another student.
Of course, it's going to be one up being separate sessions entirely.
They've bestowed...
Like scheduled outside of normal sessions so he can keep the teaching up regularly while being able to tend to him on the off hours.
Clearly a bunch of people have mistaken your dojo for a physical therapist office, but it works. You're making money.
How much more money would I wind up making because of this?
Quite a bit more if you're actually taking people that have been disabled and are trying to learn how to walk again.
I mean,
Do it.
might as
Do it.
well, since there's no point, since at this point Omen has just been content at this point in life, just finally being free of the shadow his father's cast over him. So, you know what? Yeah, he'll just continue. He'll keep this up, and even he'll rename the three. Well, he'll even sorry. He'll include a small sign next to his Three Virtues dojo saying depicting such practices are available.
Yeah, it's easy enough. Weirdly enough, you don't need a license for it.
The only physical therapist in Worm recognized by the Crown.
I mean, yeah.
But, back to you, Trucker. To skip ahead a little bit, you do end up getting that letter sent out, and you guys head off. After this would be like about a month in the future, getting those doors fixed was a lot harder than anybody imagined it was going to be.
I mean, they're big and they're heavy, so it does make sense.
Yeah, it's not easy. After about... I would say it takes about... With the help of Arizona's traveling caravan, who already needed to go down there for, mercantile things, you do make it in about half of a month. You make it... The city seems to have changed quite a bit. There's now a proper gate at all 4, walls of the city. But when you get there, you're actually greeted by the king.
Is it human form?
Yep. Still looking like Fire Lord Ozai.
I love him.
I will greet him as as he should be greeted. dignitary to royalty. It's good to see you in good health.
No thanks to you, of course. Going to-
Well, in small part to me.
What brings you around?
When we were here last, I was helped by a neighborhood that was in rather poor shape, and they helped me get through some trauma by just allowing me to help them clean up. And apparently they appreciated my help so much they made a statue of me.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The smaller neighborhood of Elijahton.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even
Well, I'm
going...
here I'm here to pay forward some of their kindness.
I'll come with you. I'm not going to tell you what has happened to that neighborhood. I'll just let you see it for yourself.
I'm also here on no small part to my future wife's kingdom's behalf also. We wish to develop a friendly relationship with Sadar, if that's what we are going to continue to call it, or have you renamed it?
Oh, it's been renamed. You're now in the Kingdom of Brimstone.
Fine name.
Thank you. Come,
Well-
let's see your little town. It takes you about an hour. This place, when you first saw it, was in various stages of despair and people hiding in fear. Now you see, little kids running up to swarm the king to say hi to him, which he doesn't like, but he's still receptive to because he's not trying to be a monster to his subjects. But, there's a lot going on now. Businesses, it looks like there's a lot of business. A lot of people are out actually trying to do things. So it does take you a good hour to make it to the place where you remember your neighborhood being. And that's where things take an odd turn. While the city is busy, it's still fairly clean, but there's just only so much you can do to keep a desert city clean. All of a sudden, you turn the right corners, and now the streets are immaculate. Orderly, clean. The buildings are tall, well-maintained, perfectly polished. There is no dust on the windows, anything.
Huh. Wow. They've definitely turned the neighborhood around.
As you walk a little deeper, you're not actually seeing a whole lot of people, which is kind of surprising. But as you start to get a little deeper into the city, or into the neighborhood where you're getting closer to the statue, a bunch of people start rushing out of buildings. And you just see hundreds of elated faces once more. It's you! You're back!
Yes, I came on a bit of a diplomatic visit and a personal visit.
Oh, that's wonderful. So great. It's great to see you again. We never thought we would.
Well, I did say I would come back.
Yeah,
If
but
and when
everybody
I
says
could.
that.
Well, I mean, I try to live up to my promises.
We turned the whole neighborhood around. We have a bank. We're one of the richer neighborhoods. we can't find any work, so we just started going and exploring ruins and finding treasure and selling it. 20 of us go in, mad rush the whole place, clear it out, take everything that's not nailed down and sell it. Because we finished everything that you taught us to do and made the city, well, our little surrounding area, so much better than everywhere else that we ran out of things to do, and that's what we started doing is salvaging.
I'm very happy. I'm very proud. Very proud of you all. I'm glad to see everybody is doing well.
We're doing very well. Everything is great thanks to you. You taught us what to do.
It's very kind, but all I did was, show you how to clean and pick up and just do the work.
Yeah, but when you do the work, the rest follows. You gotta keep your area nice before you focus on somebody else's. And that's what we did. We kept our area nice, and now we can focus on other areas.
Well, that's great. I'm happy to see that I could help.
Even our kids, they clean their rooms and everything. Everything is orderly here. We make sure everything is good.
Well, that's wonderful.
And if somebody can't do something, we find somebody that can help them to do it.
I'm so proud of all of you.
You unlocked our potential. We've been trying to find you to send you things or updates, but we don't know where you're at.
Well, this may come as a bit of a shock, but I am most likely going to be the king consort of the city-state of Worm.
You just hear the whole crowd, ooh.
I came here mostly to check up on all of you to make sure everyone was doing okay and open up not so much peace talks, but let your new king know who the new queen is of Worm. And I'm just so taken aback by how everybody is doing so well.
Whole city's safe thanks to you and your friends and that one guy and the other one.
Oh yeah, we're not entirely sure what happened to him.
The one guy too that immediately banned himself after taking control.
Ah yes. Sire, is it okay if we make sure that his citizenship actually stands?
Oh, who, Yorman's?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we've solidified that a long time ago.
That's great. He's gonna hate it.
We've been sending him missives about it. I don't think he's gotten them.
That's fantastic. He's going to hate it.
We've actually got entire platoons because, we don't have anything to do with the army, so we've been sending them out to go find him. They keep coming back empty-handed. Trying to let him know that, he's a citizen now, and he doesn't have to hide out in the desert. We'll find him.
Tell him he owes back taxes. He'll love that.
Nah, we don't need to worry about it. Taxes are low enough.
Well, I'm glad to see everyone here is doing well in Elijah Town, the rest of the city will be, this beautiful and this nice in no time.
One can only hope.
Well, they have the fundamentals of, helping one another and finding people who need help and helping them. That's what a citizenry should do. And you should feel proud to have, citizens that want the best for each other.
They've been through enough. That's what taught them that.
Well, I would like to make a donation to the city then, for the betterment of the city. I was going to do so for this entire area, but they have beaten me to it.
Yeah, we're self-sufficient now, just says some kid.
I'm gonna like high five that kid. Good job. I will make a donation from the city-state of Worm to the city-state of Sidar as a gift for your ascension to
Brimstone.
King. Well, Brimstone, I'm sorry. I make this donation on behalf of the city-state of Worm for the celebration of your king's ascension to the throne for the betterment of Brimstone. And I pull out a chest that I've brought with me, and inside are 3,000 platinum.
It's very kind of you. With the taxes we put on goods from other nations, plus this, we'll be well on our way. And hopefully one day crushing those bastards in the Freeman Isles.
Well, if you need any assistance with that or any other goods or such, I have it on good authority that our new shipping lanes are going to be very strong.
Should probably inform whoever's in charge of them that the ships bearing the sigil of the ancient black and blue are off limits.
Bearing the sigils of the ancient black and what?
And blue.
Is he cutting out for anybody else, or is that just me?
I think it's
No,
all of us,
he's-
man.
I think it's all of us.
I think it's on Mayor's end at this point.
Hold on, let me try to leave once then. Is
Dude, I
that
thought it
better?
was too. I thought it was just I thought it was Xfinity being Xfinity and throttling my internet to hell.
Is that any better?
I don't know.
Keep
Let's
speaking.
find out. Flying the flag of the ancient black and blue
Yeah.
are going to be.
Off limits.
I don't think our new trade and shipping lanes are doing that, but I will pass the notes along. Make sure that that is taken care of.
Very well.
I have some people that I brought with me who may or may not like to offer any assistance on these dives, scavenging trips. If you want the help or the assistance, naturally.
Who are you referring to?
Well, when we talked about this, I was bringing Julian, Elijah, and Carol with me on this trip.
Right. And did you bring Ted?
Sure, let's get him outside. Let's get him out of worm and let's get him to stretch his legs a bit.
You'll have to stay here for at least a week.
That's fine with me.
Yep. They go out and help, and you stay there that week.
Just kind of tour around Elijah Town and like go around the other areas of Brimstone and offer help where I can while they're off doing that.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to help with. They've seemed to rebuild pretty well, but they accept you. They either thank you or they give you a small thing to do, just kind of so that you're not wasting your time.
Bored.
Yeah. The king, or the emperor, as he likes to be called, that you found out, the emperor and the citizens of Elijah Town have all repeatedly requested that you stay with them, so nobody's gonna get mad either way, but you can stay with either one.
Let's just say I go couch surfing.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do because an argument breaks out. The only argument you've seen breaks out on who gets to have you stay in their house in Elijah Town, and they all come to an agreement that you'll just trade houses every day.
No need to get upset, everybody. I'm here for as long as it takes my friends to work through their issues and find a little bit of purpose. So I'm happy to do anything I can and accept any friendship that is offered.
Your week goes by and the others do come back. They tell you how wild it is. There are quite a lot of dangers, but these people have almost no regard for their own safety, so they just throw the whole horde of whoever's with them to attack all at once, and it somehow works.
They are an industrious people, I will give them that.
They don't have the best equipment or skills, but 20 level 1 still equals 1 level 20, so it gets it done.
Speaking of, once hearing that, I want to find a couple of blacksmiths.
It's easy to do. They're pretty numerous.
I would like to commission, some basic armor and a basic weapon, but good, sturdy basic for everybody that goes on these trips. That way they don't get hurt.
It'll cost you quite a lot.
I've got it to spare at this point.
I would say that total it would probably cost about 500 platinum to get everybody completely, fully set up.
I've got it. And I'll basically just have them all bring all that stuff to like the main square of Elijah Town where the statue is. And I'll put out the general call for all the adventurers, the delvers and the scavengers, the salvagers to meet up to get their equipment.
They're extremely grateful, of course. You've basically started an
Apart-
entire league of fighters.
a parting gift from me to all of you. I'm so happy you've all done this. I'm so happy that you've put forth the effort to raise this town back up out of the cruelty that it had suffered under for so long. I will try my absolute best to come over as much as I can on personal and or diplomatic missions or trips. If anybody wishes to vacation or come and visit Worm, we have many things. A friend of mine is opening up a he calls it a dojo where you can learn to fight. Another friend of mine is opening up a winery of sorts. And if you're ever in Worm, go by a place called Stella's. They have a stew that'll blow your mind.
They all, share various, various states of send-offs with you as you're finally heading back to where you need to be.
You see, guys, that's the kind of thing that we need in the wider world. People like that.
Yeah, they're something. They're good people.
I think they went a little overboard on my behalf, but they needed whatever I gave them. And it shows. You wouldn't recognize it if you could see that place a couple of months ago. It's crazy.
You guys make it safely back to Worm after, the next half a month. The Arizonans drop you off at the front gate, though. They don't go inside.
I'll walk my way through town and I'll stop at Stella's on my way back to the palace.
Before you can get inside, you're stopped by Jezza, who's manning the front gate right now because he doesn't seem to know what to do with his time. Stop.
Yes.
I don't recognize you.
I'll grab at my heart. Surely you do. You wound me.
You don't look like no citizen to me.
Jezza,
You want to earn citizenship?
quit being an asshole.
I don't have anything to do.
That should be a good thing. That means there's no criminals, thugs,
Well, there's plenty of that.
brigands.
But it's annoying. It's nothing like what we are dealing with, and I don't want this job.
There's nothing I can do.
I wanted to be the court mage, but I climbed too far in the guards to avoid jail time for murdering somebody. Again.
Well, you'll notice that all the other people that got strong-armed into that, we're not doing it anymore.
Well, some of them are still around. They like their job.
Okay. Do you like your job?
Well, no, but I don't like doing anything. Except for reading.
Okay, well, do you like that really nice house that you're still living in?
Yes.
Okay, well, in order to maintain that, you need to do your job.
Yeah, well, do you like the very nice house that you're living in?
Yes.
Well, you could thank the corporal for that because he made you do it. I told you not to complain so
No.
much about it.
No, I'm going to thank the queen. I'm going to thank her, and why would I thank a criminal, especially an exiled one?
You find it odd that nobody investigated that at all? We just took the word of several criminals that guy was a criminal.
Look, at this point, I don't know. Omen has more explaining to do, what with his mom being all weird, and his general weirdness is its own issue, but as long as he doesn't come back here and stirs up anything, then who cares?
Go on. He just points into the city.
By the way, I hope you like your new permanent live-in maid. I'll just keep walking.
Oh yeah, she's the best.
Just make sure that she gets to stay in that office and everything will be great. And I keep walking.
You're not getting a response out of that one.
Turns out he is kind of intelligent after all.
Who are you referring to?
Jezza.
Damn. Talking shit on my great nephew, are you?
The,
Holy crap, where did you come from?
I've just been here.
Yeah, probably.
You like creeping on people?
No, my cabin's being built over there.
By the way, how is that winery / booze hall of yours going?
Very well, actually. Very well. I was going to invite you all here in I think a month or two to a great feast at Stella's. I've been talking with Creepy Johnny about cracking open a special bottle we've been brewing specifically, or a special batch I should say. We've specifically brewing and bottling and working on just full moons. It's going to be a specialty, and I would like to share the first trying with friends.
That does sound rather nice.
Yeah.
As you guys are talking, you hear a very loud ruckus as you hear some loudmouth, you're not sure who, shouting to make way for the queen. As
I'm gonna dust myself off from all the traveling.
I'm just going to have him press the digitation a couple times.
That Buster Scruggs just pat my chest and walk forward out of the dust cloud for a second.
that's when Lillian, now not in tow with Willie, makes her way over.
Hello, Lillian.
I heard you were
I'm
back.
back. Yes, and I bring excellent news. Sadar is no longer called Sadar. Sorry about that, Auntie. They have changed the name of the city-state to Brimstone. The Emperor is glad to hear that you are okay and doing well. And that entire neighborhood of people that I just kind of... Apparently they really like what I taught them. They are turning that entire city into a very nice place to be.
That's nice.
The Emperor is more than happy to do trade with us, although that's not something we will handle. We have to get a message to Arizona that flying the flag of the ancient black and blue is not good. I don't think he's doing that, but...
Oh no, he said don't mess with anything flying that flag.
Oh. Same statement from a different point of view.
Well, Celine and I were talking. We're having the wedding at the Moonlight Winery.
Yes.
Here I was thinking you were saying that it was just going to be some little get together with friends.
Well, I'm not the one who gets to tell about the Great's plan. I simply just promised the Queen a batch of our best and finest wine. Speaking of which, Your Majesty, I still need to ask you. We did agree on the wine, but did you want anything else there as well?
Well,
We
as
do
you-
have beer and whiskey and bourbons and such.
whatever you have, I don't drink, so I don't care. I mean, I drink a little bit, but I'm not.
That's fair.
We really need
If
to.
you don't want to drink,
We really need to coax Omen out of the closet so that we can get him to attend the wedding, though.
we need to find him a date, I think. Do you remember that lovely gnomish woman he danced with so long ago?
I don't think she's on standby for things like that.
Oh, I thought they had a good chemistry. Ah.
You mean the lady that you got to dance with him at the ball?
Yes, the wonderful gnomish lady. She was a very lovely girl. I think her and Omen were cute together. I thought they looked cute together.
Come on, let's go to the dojo.
I never pictured you for playing matchmaker.
Oh,
Celine?
sweetheart. Sweetheart, if you ever read my journal as a kid, well, one, you'd be dead, I'd have killed you. And two, you would know Auntie loves to be the matchmaker.
After about a 20-minute walk, Omen, you hear a very loud knocking on the closet door, as I imagine you're helping with training at this day.
I'd say it's probably around the point where he has the free period for everyone just to practice their forms freely, and he's just wailing away on one of those targets that when you strike it one way, it spins in that direction until you strike it the other way. Essentially, just doing again just a rip from Kung Fu Panda, what Tai Lung's last round, where he just tears that thing to pieces. But instead of smashing it, he just kicks it away.
You see a very familiar rift open up, but nobody coming through as you hear, "By order of the Queen, you are to come out of the closet, Omen."
They just hear a loud clap on the other end before slowly poking his head out. Omen just has his hand on his face. You know how badly that sounded, Lillian?
That was the point. Out of the closet.
What's so bad about coming out of the closet? I don't understand.
Elijah's giggling like a toddler in the background.
Omen's
Celine's staring at you with
giving you a
I don't
stink
understand,
eye.
I'm too old. What's so wrong with saying
To
coming
put
out
it
of the closet?
Miss Salim, it's a bit of a saying that some people use nowadays to make fun of people who aren't out about certain preferences.
So, I wanted you to be honest about what you like?
It's more or less used in a derogatory fashion.
Are you coming to our wedding or not?
Oh, I'm more than willing to.
You don't have very long.
You need a +1.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I was about to say, Elijah, I don't. Unlike
I
some
beg to
people,
differ.
as he just gives you a flat look, I'm just not that. Either have had zero luck, or zero chance.
I hate to break it to everybody, but because Celine needs to have Craig there, he's kind of everybody's +1. Because he's too many people.
What's wrong with Craig? He's lovely.
And Regina. Actually, I kind of like Regina.
I like her too. I just wish she was more not vocal, but more understandable, if you catch my drift.
Well, you do know who Craig is, or did you not do the background check?
What's a background check?
Yeah, that explains a lot. Yeah, Craig used to be a smuggler for Arizona for many years, and then they forgot about him because he got lost.
Well, he hasn't been lost at the bank yet, so I think he's doing it well.
Let me guess, he swallows the money?
Yes, I think he has a bag of holding in his stomach.
He
Because I've seen him
doesn't.
eat, like... Okay, then there's some interdimensional thing going on in it. Because I saw him eat a mountain of gold twice Elijah's height. It was big.
That tells us how he was a smuggler.
Impressive, but that's still. If we're still on the topic of me needing a +1, we could just push that aside. I don't plan on looking for romance in the foreseeable future.
Well, it doesn't have to be romantic. We have George, Craig, and Regina who are going to be there because they work there. But even if I put George and Craig together, Regina will need a +1, or will need to go with someone. Or if where I mix it, I'll still have one that needs someone.
We have all of Stella's and all of you guys. We don't need more people.
Right then. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Because I am at the. While, yes, it is the last point of our lessons where my students are allowed to freely practice their forms, I still need to prefer to keep an eye on them.
Here, you want me to handle it?
Can. I'll take care of it. I'll be there in short order. I still have that yukata. Wait. Actually, could I mind bothering you just for a sec about about it?
Oh,
I wanted to get it a little touched up before the wedding.
it's in like 20 minutes.
Well, shit, never mind.
Yeah, so
I'll use magic on you. You'll be fine, sweetheart.
if you wouldn't mind, I can get your students going pretty quick.
Alrighty, in that case, you'll just walk through and then step aside. Please.
By
By
order,
order of the queen.
by
get
order of
out.
the queen, I want all of you out of the closet now.
Oh, fuck.
You see
Mayor.
all 9 of the other people that were in there walking out very dejected.
Why is he in a wheelbarrow again?
No, Clarence is walking around on crutches now.
Oh.
I've been
Clarence,
treating his muscles regularly with Key, so he should be getting some feeling back in the next month or so. I'm positive. I'm at least optimistic about the next month.
Have you been giving him blood injections? He's going to need it.
I've been injecting straight life energy into his muscles.
Not life, blood for his vessels.
No, Vesta doesn't. Vesta says I don't need it.
Okay.
Right. Will you need help getting through, or do you need me to support you at least for a minute?
I gotta do this on my own.
All right. Just don't try and be a hero. Last time you fainted on me, and your wife nearly had my head on a platter.
You guys make it over to the Moonlight Winery where you do find Creepy Johnny, Vicky, and Richie cooking like mad. Nina is also there, but she's not doing anything helpful. Just making George uncomfortable. And you do see a Omen, you do see a short-haired wood elf woman who is not speaking at all and seems a little perturbed. by the whole situation. She looks a little annoyed. Celine, you know why she's annoyed. It's because she's not... Everybody's got the day off for the wedding.
Mm-hmm. And she'd rather be working.
Yup.
I just imagine, like, I had to literally, like, wrestle her out of her little alchemist session. Like, no, you're going to this.
How every introvert feels being dragged to a convention.
Get your ass up. You're going to this whether you like it or not.
Elijah. If you'd like, you can describe what you'd want this little ceremony to be like.
Oh, just traditional. Nothing super fancy. Just a good old fashioned hand fastening ceremony.
It concludes, and you've been crowned as the new king. What are the rest of you two doing?
Sorry, that was so short. I have to go slide these axles real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're fine.
As soon as like the celebration begins, the very nice wine is being brought out.
It's passed around appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Omen takes a minute to take a whiff of his.
Creepy Johnny takes a glass and just immediately pours it into whatever pot they've been cooking stuff into.
I love him.
Ah, total Jew.
Jezza's there. He's with his wife. They got married while you guys were busy, you know, doing other things.
Was I not invited?
They just like they did the very we're just going to go run to the courthouse and tell everybody later kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
He did stop by all of you guys to see how your businesses were doing and just, yeah, I'm married now, as he leaves.
No, I would not have let him left. I would have made him come into this.
Well, no, I mean, like, you know, while Elijah was off doing his thing, he would have visited you two separately and just, I'm married,
yeah.
like, as he was already leaving, like, he would just do the standard visit and go, oh yeah, by the way, I'm married, and then close the door and disappear.
Okay.
Omen, do you go talk to Regina at all?
Omen's just gonna roll insight on her real quick, just see if he can actually walk up and say hi to her without her trying to tear his head off.
Sure.
Let's see if Omen could read the room or not. Huh. Obsidian, I don't know why you chose to roll low, but I'm gonna wing it. As Regina's like looking one direction, she just hears a small thump next to her as Omen takes a seat next to her.
She kind of jumps.
When she turns to look at him, he just has a slight mischievous grin on his face. Sorry about that. You had your god is so far down, I couldn't help but try to get you to raise it back up.
She just nods at you, like, kind of a matter-of-fact nod.
Take it you're not the type for these sorts of gatherings either?
She just shrugs her shoulders.
Well, you're not the only one. Though I at least am happy for our friends and for finding their happiness.
She just kind of, like, you know, puts her hands up, like, eh. Like she's, you know, very clearly showing indifference.
he'll just give her a side look at that, as if to say, "Oh, please, don't." But he'll continue looking out at his friends just partying. I'm not sure if I'll ever find. I'm not sure myself, honestly. If never mind,
Just kind of looks at you.
it's nothing.
She just makes the motion like, go on.
Seeing everyone else with someone sometimes makes me feel a little jealous that I haven't found someone like that. I just keep thinking to myself, it's only a matter of time.
You see her pull out like a wad of papers and something to write with, and then she just writes, try or die.
For a long time, he just stares at that blankly. Before surprisingly, a genuine smile crawls across his face. Try or die. How long has it been since I've heard those words?
You see her like grab another, write down below it. If you're not gonna try, you might as well die.
You're right. You'll slowly get up. For what it's worth, you'll just turn to look at her. I appreciate the talk. As he'll just give a smarmy wink at that.
Just nods her head again.
At that, he'll just walk into the crowd, picking up a straight glass of wine on the way in.
As the party begins to wind down, Celine,
Yes.
you hear a noise that no business owner wants to hear.
Oh,
Oh, fucking hells.
You hear something smashing into your floorboards repeatedly.
I will walk towards the noise, and if anyone can see her face, there's that look of, it's a wedding, I have to stay happy. I'm going to murder whatever I find.
As you get about halfway to where you're hearing the noise, because your hearing is very good,
Oh god.
you see a pickaxe smash up through the floor. And you start seeing the floor opening up more and more as you see somebody in full armor climbing out of it. And I need both Omen and Elijah to roll a history with advantage.
oh no. Okay.
Dirty 20. I have a feeling I know who it is. What they are.
Witch bolt.
Said history.
Wait, don't!
Motherfucking channel down my
12.
business. I'm killing them.
No. Different reason why don't.
Climbing out of the ground is something you thought you'd never see again. It is not only a member of the Raven Guard, but this is an ancient set of Raven Guard attire, probably of the first edition of such guard. And
Wait, what?
you see them pulling themselves up onto the floor, and they're like, "What the hell am I?" And
Who the
that
fuck are
is
you?
where we can end today's session.
No, I'm sticking my boot in their head. What the fuck? Wait,
Flame,
okay.
I think we might have another
no.
you situation.
Another me situation?
Vampire Raven Guard.
She's gonna kill him long before she makes friends with him. Okay, Mary, I've got a very specific question because this is gonna dictate how. Oh fuck, I'm not even gonna be here. How mad she's gonna be. Did he come up through her her growing area?
No, he just he shoved his axe straight through the floor and just basically broke it.
Okay, she wants to smash his head in, but not kill him. Then she's still pissed. Also,
It's a bit
I'm
of a
not gonna be here next week, guys.
It's been a bit of a shorter episode, but we did cut the break, so
Yeah. That's fine.
I think it was more important to get through everybody's year and just set up for the next season.
Ooh. Oh, you season setter.
I love it.
I'm just mad I'm not gonna be able to make it to the next session.
Yeah, you're gonna miss a lot.
Yeah, I'll watch it. The only thing I'm gonna say is my girl's gonna be mad that he just destroyed her her floor, and if they have to travel, just keep her in her bat form, I guess.
Oh, trust me, you'll be traveling.
Ooh. Yeah, just
Every
keep me in
day
her
I'm
bat form on
traveling.
somebody's shoulder or something, for all I care.
Why do I get the distinct impression we're about to get portaled back to Boldar?
If we do, I do have a
Traveling.
if we do, I do have a teleportation spell now.
What an interesting concept, going back to Voldar, wouldn't it?
Every day I'm traveling.
Go back to the place none
Yeah.
of us want to go back to.
Sorry I cut that very wholesome moment that short, but the guy came to give me my bills because the milk plant has impeccable timing. I sat there for 9 hours.
Well, let's be honest, we've all seen enough weddings and media.
Well, I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
good old fashioned pagan style hand fastening ceremony, which I imagine is going to make everything really interesting if the crap is about to hit the proverbial fan, because my right wrist is tied to her left one, so we're just kind of tied together.
Well, you guys will find out specifically what's happening, because I mean, it is quite bizarre that somebody that old would be coming through your floor.
Up through the
Yes.
crown.
Through my fudging floor.
Many, many, many thousands of miles away from where they're supposed to be.
Also, apologies if you heard any sounds of snoring in the background. I got the puppy at my feet and she's snoring logs.
Ugh.
She's sawing some heavy logs, alright.
Oh gosh,
Well,
she's just
that's better than what Rex is doing, because he's barking and whining because, again, milk plant is very strict. No animals outside of the trucks on their property. So his little teeth are probably floating. So I'm looking for a spot to pull over right now.
well. Other than that, folks,
We need
by
a
the time this
topic.
episode comes out, I don't got one yet, but by the time this episode comes out, the Subscribe Star special of episode 8 should be out.
I was gonna say this comes out on the same time, ish.
Yeah, roughly. I'm trying to do it where mine comes out basically like a day before this one, so it doesn't fuck with the ratings basically of you posted this many videos a day instead it's you have this many videos posted a week kind of thing.
Well, yeah, you'd want to do it on either Sundays or Tuesdays then.
Yeah, well, remember the Subscribe Star one doesn't actually get uploaded publicly. It's just under the Subscribe Star special one gets set so like only if you have the link, and the link's only available on our Subscribe Star.
Right.
Yeah. The normal one gets the normal non-Subscribe Star version gets uploaded on Thursday every week.
Yeah, and so far every Friday we've been getting the M&T show going, which I hope, besides the very numerous amount of hate mail I received for episode 3, some in-person
Yeah,
comments were shared.
We've got a lot of movies on that list, so not all of them are going to be that disinterested. But like I said earlier, it's such a forgettable movie.
It is so forgettable. Just you wait until we talk about a certain movie that I don't want to spoil. That you want to see us get excited about something. We even begged a former president to come back into office and sign an executive
Yeah.
order for it.
I've got a few more movies I want to add to the list too. So
I think what we should do is we should write our current president, because he's got the power to do this, but maybe we should write him and ask if he can sign an executive order stating that that is America's national movie. That would be a good choice.
yeah,
Maybe
there's
we
a
should.
bunch of movies. There's a bunch of movies could fall into that category.
Yeah, I think we'll upload. I'll upload that one next, and then I gotta see the calendar, because the 4th is when we're uploading a very special one that we filmed. Oh, that would be a Sunday. Hmm. Yeah, we'll do it the week of. Yeah, we're gonna have another joke episode come out this Friday, and then the next one we'll do a good one for you, so that nobody's complaining. But this is your warning: it's a joke episode in honor of Star Wars.
Of which we have a few. So
well, and remember you guys will be recording on May the 4th be with you.
I don't think we need to record again for a little while.
No, the next D&D game be on May 4th, bud.
Yeah. Too bad the Too bad we don't have any Star Wars content that we can do.
There's a Star Wars TTRPG game
there's
apparently.
there's a couple.
Yeah. Too bad we don't have our resident Star Wars fanatic.
Excuse me.
Your logo is not literally one of the Star Wars symbols, okay?
Okay, I get me and Mark together in a chat, and I'll prove to you that I am his equal.
Yeah, Trucker even knows who Glup Shido is.
Look, it was more just me
I'm
saying
that
we don't have Marky Mark for a Star Wars thing, because I know he would
I'm
love
that
it.
type of I'm that type of Star Wars guy who wish they left the human in talking to Han, because you remember Jabba was originally a dude, not a big worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did they change that?
Looks better.
Because they didn't have the like technology to actually put a big CGI worm on the screen in the 70s.
Fair.
But
But the most egregious edit though was making it to where Han didn't shoot first, and I call BS on that one.
He did shoot first. Hans isn't a good guy.
That's what I'm saying. Han did shoot first, but in the remasters for it, they made it to where Guido shoots first.
Yeah. I don't get why they did that. Were they trying to make him seem like a better person or something?
They were trying to make Han come off as like a anti-hero,
Dude, fudge
a
that.
criminal a criminal with a heart of gold type crap.
well, You
And
know
it's
what?
like, no, because you remove all of the character progression if you do that.
I think that'll be the topic here. Uh, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? And give me a topic. Or give me a title suggestion. Chaos. Favorite Star Wars movie title suggestion.
Attack of the Clones and title suggestion. Hmm. Settled business.
Flame. Favorite Star Wars movie and title suggestion.
Hold on. Let me get the exact title of it. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. That was my favorite.
Episode 3.
Yep.
It was the first Star Wars I ever actually saw. Title suggestion. Happy Advancements.
All right. Trucker.
Episode 4. A New Hope. And as far as the title goes, how dare you? Which they're not going to get the reference until the very end of the episode. So
All right. For me, it will be Star Wars The
or
Empire. Sorry.
wedding crash, or wedding crasher.
For me, it will be Star Wars Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back.
Solid choice.
I really like that one. I love Return of the Jedi as well, but it's always been hard for me to pick between episodes 2, 3, 5, and 6. But as for my title suggestion, From the Floor.
Ah, this place has a basement.
What is a basement?
Bottom Up.
Ooh, I like Bottom Up. I do.
Bottom up or bottoms up?
Yeah, I think Bottoms Up is more appropriate.
I think I'm good with you on that one. Bottoms up. Bottoms up.
I know this episode wasn't very long, everybody, but I do hope you enjoyed it.
You kind of matching my time on my shows right now.
Well, it's good to. I try to go for 3 hours, but I think having it at about that 2 hour and 45 minute mark is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Especially considering this was basically a time skip episode.
Yeah, I wanted to time skip
Yeah.
without time skipping. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to showcase what you'd actually like to do in your pseudo retirement that you're now going to be quickly ripped out of.
I'm mildly
You're-
distressed that I may or may not have an actual functional religion building up around me
Well,
with all those people.
you have to remember there is no real solid religion beyond cults in this world.
So when are the Crown Paladins loyal to Eli gonna start popping up? Elijah gonna just start popping up?
Well, right now he's accidentally set them up to be fighters.
No. I need one of those guys to like idolize Elijah so much they somehow become a paladin, a crown-based paladin to him. Just this one guy, he's like, I've got to do this for the great Elijah. Just somehow ends up
No.
smiting something in the caves.
No. It's gonna be a squad of them, and they're all gonna be like his greatest admirers. And
They
they're
actually-
gonna wind up creating
They actually make the trip to Worm as like some kind of weird pilgrimage to meet me and pledge their devotion to me. And I'm like, guys, I'm just a guy.
No.
Yeah, but you're
My
you're
friend.
their top G.
Yeah,
My
you're the
friend.
top G.
You're the top G.
You're the biggest G.
In the
He's
mock
the goat.
in the modern world, Andrew Tate was the closest thing we had to Crown Paladins.
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
god.
It
I just
fizzled out.
See-
imagine
It fizzled
Jim-
out really quickly when people realized that that was probably not a smart idea. But
Yeah.
See, Flame, now you've given him the idea. Now he's gonna make it.
see,
Dude,
the
dude, do it.
my my favorite part of the Andrew Tate era was one, he did make some good points about men's mental health, sort of, which was nice and refreshing to see. But me and a guy at work used to we were friends with this girl that me and Thunder are best friends with, and we would purposely go out of our way to watch Andrew Tate clips and then irritate the hell out of her with those. She knew what we were doing. We made it very clear, and she took it very well, but we were very obviously trying to annoy the hell out of her.
Well, I never really cared for the dude, and it's not for any other reasons that people used to say, I don't like him, or I never cared because I never really like listened to him or watched him anyway.
I only watched I watched one of his interviews to see if he really was as big of a nutcase as he portrays himself, and he kind of wasn't. Like, he was actually pretty level-headed when a regular adult went to talk to him, and it was nice to see somebody trying to inspire men to do better, but the way that that message was being portrayed was inappropriate by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I preferred the Jordan Peterson take on do better.
Tate's
Just
message
saying.
Tate's message was a good message delivered completely wrong, and was very, very quickly, becoming the wrong message. But, he was such a cultural meme icon for so long that, I will cherish those memes forever. But I think we've padded the runtime long enough. We're boring people. I can feel it. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing, keep buying books. It's never too late to get your little area in order and making your life a little bit better. Adios.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Adios.